We got some Philly baseball to talk about. Phil's drop a chance to sweep the Arizona Diamondbacks, which would have been sweet. But there's a lot to talk about in that game on how they lost that game after they came back, made a valiant comeback, only to give it away back in the top of the 10th inning. The Phillies have won now 3 straight series. Do we take that? I don't know. Do we take that as a really good badge of honor, or do we go, nah, they're not consistent enough? The problems that they have are just too much, too encompassing for us to get swayed to go over the top with this team to feel good about this team. But we will try to do that today because there seems to be a sentiment in this room that there are more positives than negatives with the Phillies. And I have a hard time getting there. Not that I'm Mr. Negative. I would call myself Mr. Reality. And in that 10th inning, you saw something that really tripped them up. First of all, they had to go through the entire bullpen to get to that spot. And then, with no confidence in the one remaining guy in the bullpen, although I submit there may have been 2, and this overprotecting is getting a little too carried away. But they had to use Alvarado for 2 innings. You can't use him for 2 innings. You certainly can't use him when he has to sit in the dugout and then go out for another inning. That is bad form, and I think that was manager error. But Bill Colarulo's here. Ray Dunn is here, fresh off running in the Broad Street Run. Bill Colarulo is the man who is inherently more positive than negative today about your fight in Phil. So, Bill, I would like for you to explain to the audience why you feel there are more positives than negatives with the Phillies.
Yeah, good morning, Mike. Good morning, Ray. Good morning, everybody. Listen, you look at this Philadelphia Phillies team, and I'm not saying to ignore what the issues are with the team. There are issues. We know they need a right-handed arm in the pen. There's still some question marks in the outfield. Obviously, Ranger Suarez didn't look good yesterday. But when we look at what they've done over the first couple months of the season, yeah, they're only 4 games over 500 at 19-15, but in 11 series, they've only lost 3. They're 7-3-1 in their series this year. That's pretty damn good. They're top 8 in batting average. They're top 4 in on-base percentage. They're top 4 batting average with runners on. They're top 8 batting average with runners in scoring position. You keep hearing, oh, well, they strike out a lot. They're top 8 in least strikeouts. And then you look at some of the issues that they've had. All right, the outfield. Well, Max Kepler is trending up. He's looked pretty good over the last couple of games. Even against left-handed pitching, he went yard the other day. In the bullpen, the right-handed arms. All right, Kirkring leaves a little bit to be desired, but Romano's trending up. Tanner Banks with the left-hander, he's trending up. So there's things to look at this baseball team and say, you know what? Maybe there have been a lot of positives. And I told you they've won 7 of their 11 series. They've only lost 3 of them, and they've done that with Bryce Harper not playing to Bryce Harper's level. Aaron Nola now trending up after his start on Saturday. He did not start the season very well. So when I look at this baseball team, yes, let's not ignore what the issues are, but let's also not act as if the sky is falling. This is a pretty damn good baseball team that hasn't played as badly as I think we are acting as if they played. And I get it because we have PTSD from the way last season ended in the year before. But there's a lot of positives to look at this baseball team, especially this past weekend.
What has happened to you?
I don't know.
What has happened to you?
I'm feeling good.
What, numbers? Is that what it is? Numbers?
It's numbers. It's results. Look, Mike, you know in baseball, the goal every series is to win the series. The goal is not to sweep every series.
Winning series doesn't do that much for me. So what? You win a series.
Dude, they've only lost 3 of 11 series. You continue that trend, you're going to be fine.
Trending up doesn't do anything for me either because trends don't happen in baseball. Trending up. Romano is trending up. Aaron Nola is trending up. How do you make a statement like that? What does trending up mean? Does it mean consistency? Does it mean they're going to continue to be at that level that we're expected to have them? Trending up means nothing. It's a temporary thing. It's like somebody winning in a muddy race at the Kentucky Derby.
Let me ask you. Let's talk about Aaron Nola. Do you feel better about Aaron Nola after that start?
I don't feel better. I mean, Aaron Nola is what he is. I don't get overly carried away with a good start from Aaron Nola because it's just as likely the next start's not going to be as good. He's an okay pitcher.
Wait.
But the trending up thing is ridiculous.
Wait a second. when you say Aaron Nola is what he is, he's been a pretty damn good pitcher here.
He has. But we're talking about right now. What is he right now? Is he a guy like that you can count on every night? No, you can count on him maybe 2 of every 3, but you're not going to be able to count on him.
But what are you basing that on?
Well,
he started the season a little bit slow. If I'm looking at and I'm projecting what Aaron Nola is going to do the rest of the way, I'm expecting him to have a pretty good season.
But you're not looking at the ability of Aaron Nola. He's a guy now whose velocity is down, who has to be perfect every time out. What are the chances are that he's going to be perfect every time out? What does that mean, trending up? I don't get what that means, trending up.
When you talk about his velocity, we've talked about this before. Aaron Nola's velocity was down to start the year last year as well, and he starts to build. He's got
to be perfect. He
starts to build.
He's a nibbler. So you can't count on a nibbler giving you a consistent game every time he takes the mound.
See, I disagree when I look at Aaron Nola. I think what the exception was what he did to start this season, and you're going to see Aaron Nola come back to the form that we expect.
I don't think you are. And yeah, okay, Kepler. I like Kepler. He's starting to hit the ball hard. I get it. They still have a center field problem, and they still have a terrible bullpen problem. So whether you look at this temporarily and say they won 3 straight series, that means nothing to me. Trending up, that means nothing to me.
Let me stop you.
They need to add here.
Let me stop you. You say they have a terrible bullpen problem. Yeah. I don't disagree that they need to add to the pen. Friday night, Strom, Banks, Romano.
Why do you look at
Ruiz,
one game
I'm just telling you.
And project that that's going to be like,
listen,
they've solved all their problems?
I'm not saying that they've solved all their problems, but Romano over his last few outings has looked a lot better. His velocity is improving.
Do you trust him?
Not yet.
That's what I'm saying. It's trending up, but belies in the face of what they are. Trending up means nothing. It's a temporary respite.
See, when you say a temporary respite, I'm wondering if what we saw to start the season was the temporary respite from Aaron Nola, from Jordan Romano, from some of the guys in the bullpen. All of these guys now are starting to throw a little bit better. They look better.
Who is starting to throw?
Tanner Banks has been great over the last few hours.
Do you trust Tanner Banks?
I don't know. I got to see it more.
On, Bill.
But I do trust Aaron Nola.
Here's the thing about you. You go so far overboard with being convinced. Like
I didn't say I was convinced. I'm saying they're trending up.
Is this a shtick today for you? You're going Mr. Positive?
No.
You're trying to get the chat on your side?
I am trying to look at this team for what it is and not overreact based off of what I saw last season.
No matter what they're doing temporarily, they've won 3 straight series. A big deal. They're trending up. The numbers say they're trending up. Are they good enough? Are they a playoff lock for you right now?
A playoff lock, no.
Well, then what are you talking about?
But that's saying less about them and more about how good the National League is.
No,
but
it's not. It's saying that they're not as good as the Diamondbacks or the Giants. Or
they just took 2 of 3 against the Diamondbacks.
That's what I'm asking you.
They split against the Giants.
But them taking 2 of 3, does that mean they're better than the Diamondbacks? You take a little sample and you project it on a big screen.
They just dominated the Diamondbacks 2 out of 3. And really, if Ranger Suarez doesn't give up 7 earned, they would have won that game.
That's the point. Ranger Suarez did give up 7 earned.
He's your 5th starter right now.
Jesus.
Look at the other 4.
Listen, I don't want to pop a balloon in your positivity today. So we'll talk about it with the people, and we'll get Ray. I think Ray's on your side, too. 610-632-0975. I can always go by Ray's expressions.
Yeah, he wears it on his sleeve.
He does. It's the Mike, right, Ray?
I didn't realize I had an expression.
You had an expression.
I've been sitting here finishing the update during this first segment.
What's wrong with the screen behind you?
I don't know. I think that's next after the phones.
The screen behind them is working as well as the subway was on Broad Street Rum Day.
Still too soon.
All right.
My worst nightmare realized.
You can call in 610-632-0975. We'll see if your call gets in. It's a test. It is like playing roulette. You know, you spin the little pebble. If it falls right, you get on the air. It's the Mike Missanelli Show on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, everybody, it's Bill Colarulo. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so you can engage during the show, and you're not going to want to miss all the content that we post. It's not only the live videos. It's videos after the fact. It's our shorts. It's all the content you want as a Philadelphia sports fan. Looking forward to connecting.